If the storm comes, if we burn up.
The work that we're doing, the transformation that we're incubating, doesn't always look the same.
You're my reason.
Each butterfly is different, I guess it would be the metaphor.
To believe in another life.
There's a saying called Selbona, which is, who do I need to be so that you could be yourself? And that's what we strive to do at YWE, is continue to expand and open so that we can all belong.
It's so rare to have safe and brave spaces that are built by and for young people, young women of color, that are embracing of trans and non-binary folks, and we need them for the collective healing of our society and our planet and our broader world.
Okay, do you want to run your own workshop? And I'm like, for real? Wow, okay. I'm like, what would you do? I'm like, well, I like dancing and I like African dance, so can I do that? They're like, yeah. We were just given the chance to just lead.
Why we started as one program, the LEAD program, and now we're running 12 to 13 programs annually. Our growth has been exponential.
YWE Code is a program where they introduce you into some coding. Just having women getting to know these type of fields is very important. It's something I could go on to as a passion. YWE has changed me into someone stronger and better than ever.
We have a lot of youth in our programs who this is their first time having certain experiences, whether it's first time snowshoeing or backpacking, first time sleeping in a tent, first time learning how to use a sewing machine. The first time you ever get to do anything, it's in and of itself transformative.
Well, YWE has shown me that I have a passion for environmental studies. My presence as a woman of color in an environmental field is something that I've gotten a lot of conversations about from Environmental Leadership Council. It's weaving together conversations about environmental racism and envisioning what a healthy, liberated connection with the earth would look like in the future.
Having the space provided for me and having adults who were responsible and showing up for me really changed my idea of my self-worth. To realize that I'm worth this program, I'm worth these people showing up for me.
As soon as I got a taste of my own voice, I was like, this feels really good. And YWE was just that place where they set you up with these really small creative risks, and before you know it, you're facilitating programs, then you're going to these really important meetings with community partners, and even just being present at the table lets you see your leadership.
People that participate in YWE would all often come in and say, wow, this is like magic. And I would say, this feels like magic, but it isn't magic. This is intentional.
This is the first and only place I've been able to have just an open, honest conversation with someone that is 10, 20 years older than me and not feel inferior, feel judged.
To see leadership reflected through identities that are not in the dominant culture as well, that was really important to me, to see Black, Indigenous, and brown women taking up space in a way that I'd never really seen done before, with so much confidence and resources.
At our specific program days, we only see the young people, but to recognize that the work is touching their families and it's touching their communities. And I think in kind of toxic political climates, people tend to isolate because they're afraid of, is this person safe for me to tell? And so that's something that YWE provides, is a community where other people are going through things. Know that you're not alone in this and that we're here with you.
I find myself every time I'm in YWE looking around at the people and thinking, these are gonna be the change makers. I think about how powerful that would be.
I agree with Athena. I also want to see YWE, especially in 10 years, in government. I want to see YWE leading organizations that are having meaningful impact. I want to see YWE changing these systems that aren't working for people.
I am totally amazed that only 10 years have passed. The size and the depth of this community and the various sectors that have become involved, from the arts sector, from the tech world.
YWE is going to become even more impactful over the next few years. There are multiple ways to support, programmatically or financially or spiritually. You can get involved with the conversation. I would urge everyone to get involved.
This is a letter I wrote envisioning where we would be at our 10-year anniversary. Our alumni are now mentors and leaders in their communities. We have also kept the values and mission that were part of YWE when it first began 10 years ago. As a result, we are seeing the girls and mentors giving back to their communities and living their dreams. Yay! Yay! Like you.
Yes.
You are an example of that.
That's what I think a lot of other women. This is true.
This is true. And this is where we are, actually.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to look back and
say, we made it.
Yes.
We did it.
Why we
Cultivates the power of diverse young women to be creative leaders
and courageous change makers
and courageous change makers
through transformative programs
within a collaborative community of belonging.
We envision a society rooted in social justice,
where all young women live their truth.
Where all young women live their truth,
achieve their dreams,
Achieve their dreams,
and change our world.
and change the world.